Witness the Manchester United midfield playing erratically this season. Casemiro or Mason Mount were bought at high prices but are having problems. Man United fans are even more sad when they see Fred is flourishing at Fenerbahce. When Fred was sold to Fenerbahce last summer, many MU fans were happy that the club had finally gotten rid of a player who had often been criticized for his unconvincing performances over the years. Fred joined Manchester United from Shakhtar Donetsk in 2018, for £47 million. In 5 seasons, the 30-year-old Brazilian midfielder played 213 matches, scored 14 goals and won the English League Cup. Fred is also a Brazilian player who reached the final of Copa America 2021, quarter-finals of World Cup 2018 and 2022. However, Fred lost his starting position at Man United last season, when coach Erik ten Hag recruited Casemiro and Christian Eriksen, with the Red Devils buying Mason Mount this summer and keeping Scott McTominay. If he stays, the Brazilian midfielder could only be the 5th choice in midfield. The excitement arose when the Red Devils brought in Mason Mount and Sofyan Amrabat, who are expected to add the necessary creativity and football skills that the Brazilian player lacks. Man United are finally said to have upgraded their midfield. However, up to this point, things have not gone as expected. Mason Mount was injured and in some appearances, he was almost invisible. So far, the 24-year-old has played 8 matches in the Premier League and has not contributed any assists or goals. Amrabat is equally disappointing. The Moroccan midfielder's arrival was warmly welcomed on the final day of the transfer window, but his time at the club turned out to be disastrous. Even the Fiorentina player was unable to win a starting spot, even when Casemiro and Christian Eriksen were absent due to injury. Now, the 2 players chosen to play MU's central midfield position are adults from the team's youth academy, Mainoo and McTominay. On the contrary, Fred is creating a fever in Turkey and is an important factor helping the Istanbul Giant rise to the top of the Turkish national championship. He is also an important factor in helping this club win the right to enter the knockout round of the Europa Conference League. In fact, Fenerbahce won 14 out of 17 matches and lost only 1 match in the Turkish national championship. In contrast, Man United lost 9 matches and rank 8th in the Premier League after 20 rounds. Their opportunity to compete for a spot in the Champions League next season is still quite bright, but fans are not too hopeful when witnessing the ups and downs of coach Ten Hag's team. According to Transfermarkt, Fred played 18 matches in all competitions and had 6 assists. SofaScore also evaluates Fred as having an important role in Fenerbahce's rebirth this season. In the team's most recent victory against Kayserispor, Fred had 1 assist and achieved a passing accuracy of 87%. Meanwhile, Fred was sold by Man United because he could not contribute to building the game. Of course, the level of the Turkish national championship cannot be compared to the English Premier League. This is undeniable. However, don't forget that Fred also played very effectively in his final season at Old Trafford before being sold. According to Transfermarkt, Fred scored 6 goals and provided 6 assists for his teammates before leaving the Theatre of Dreams. Even the most optimistic fans do not believe that Amrabat or Mount will achieve such achievements this season. The decision to drop Fred is even more strange considering that coach Erik ten Hag switched to a more transition-based style of play. Meanwhile, everyone sees that Fred is strongest in his ability to run a lot and put constant pressure on his opponents. Something that not many current MU stars can do and do as well as Fred. That proved to great effect as he produced an outstanding performance against Barcelona in the Europa League last season. Therefore, selling this midfielder seems to be an unwise decision by Ten Hag if he puts him on the scale compared to Mount, Eriksen, Amrabat, McTominay, Casemiro and even Bruno Fernandes. In other words, the Red Devils are regretting parting ways with Fred.